Hello, my name is Christopher Hernandez. I'm a second year civil engineering major, and today I'm going to be talking about the BP oil spill, better known as the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. More specifically, I'm going to be talking about what caused the spill, how it was stopped, as well as the lasting environmental impacts. It's important for us to keep talking about the tragedy to make sure that we hold BP and all other big corporations terrorizing the environment accountable for their actions. So, what is Deepwater Horizon? Well, Deepwater Horizon is actually the name of the offshore oil drilling rig that was placed in the Gulf of Mexico by the oil giant BP that exploded. This explosion slash spill was an environmental catastrophe that took place just 15 years ago, being the largest oil spill in U.S. history. It displaced an approximate 206 million gallons of oil into the Gulf of Mexico over 87 days, and it left a sheen of oil on the surface of the water about 1 mile wide by 5 miles long. Not only that, it caused the tragic death of 11 individuals as well as injuring 17 others. So, this was the oil rig when it was still in service, right here. All right, and then when it exploded, and picture the oil sheen that it left. Yeah. So, what caused the spill? Now, the Deepwater Horizon rig costs about $1 million a day to operate, and being that it was around 6 weeks behind schedule in finishing up a borehole, BP was facing immense economic pressure to get the job done quickly. This ultimately led to negligence of safety equipment and the implementation of cost-cutting measures like not performing safety audits in time, failure to share critical information, as well as a patchy cement job that was supposed to temporarily fill the borehole while another rig came on site to take over the well. This negligent behavior would be the downfall of the Deepwater Horizon rig. The patchy cement job would fail under pressure, causing an explosion on the drilling rig, and a failure of the blowout preventer valve, which allowed the oil to leak in the Gulf for months. Okay, how did they fix it? Well, it actually took months to get the leak under control. Um, Originally, what BP sought to do was to put an 86-ton steel cofferdam, like the one you see right here. That's actually it. Over the well, which was to collect the leaking oil. And this is an illustration of the well that was leaking, so you could see how when this gets placed over, the leaking oil and gas made it buoyant, and the whole thing was useless. Also, too, they tried to inject like junk from the surface, like tires and golf balls, that sort of thing, into the well to stop it from leaking, but it was to no avail. It didn't work. Finally, they had to place tight-fitting caps over top of the leaking well, which would eventually stop it. And they drilled an intersecting pipe in the middle of the well, and they filled that with concrete and mud, and that's what permanently stopped it. Okay. Environmental impacts. Now, it said it takes only a milliliter of oil to contaminate 1 gallon of water. And with that, we can estimate the pollution of around 780 billion gallons of water. Uh, that's enough polluted water to fill up the Empire State Building 3 times. Um, and all of that seeped into the Gulf of Mexico. This level of pollution, it leads to ecological devastation. Many animals fell ill due to contamination, and a lot of animals died as a result. Like as you can see, the sea turtles and the famous oil-soaked bird right here. All 21 species of cetaceans, which are like whales and dolphins, found in the Gulf of Mexico were exposed to oil contamination, which led to not only death and sickness, but also failed pregnancies for future generations. And the already endangered sea turtles were also impacted, which the oil contamination led to the dwindling of their numbers. And what's really sad is that we won't know the full extent of the damage until years later. because because these sea turtles have such long life cycles. Um, on top of that, the the cofferdam and the trash used in the containment efforts, they still remain in the ocean, which is just polluting it even further. The oil spill still remains not fully cleaned up, and although the sheen is gone for now, a new oil sheen can appear at any moment from oil that's trapped in the sediment and oil mixed with water from below the surface. The Gulf will never truly be free from the oil contamination. So, in summary, the Deepwater Horizon oil spill shows us how negligence can cause lasting environmental harm. Studying this disaster shows us how we can prevent further catastrophe from ruining our precious blue planet. Thank you for listening.